Hey, what's up YouTube? So today I'm showing y'all how to make an easy, foolproof Blackberry Cobbler Crescent rolls. These things are so good and I think they're like a really interesting take on peach cobbler. So stick around to watch the recipe. So I'm starting off with the blackberries right now. And you can use peaches, you can use apricots. If you don't really like blackberries, you can use raspberries, you can use blueberries, you can use all kind of berries. You can use whatever you want to. You definitely don't have to use blackberries. This is totally customizable to whatever you want. So then I just added some sugar to it. Check the description box for all of the measurements. And right here I'm just saving a little bit, maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons of the liquid, because I'm going to add some cornstarch to that, and that's going to create the slurry, which is going to basically thicken up the juices while it's cooking in the mirror when it's cooking in the oven. So right here I'm adding in the cornstarch, and I'm just going to stir it up a little bit off camera. Y'all need to see all that. And now this is what it looks like. I know it looks a little weird, but trust me, it thickens up the sauce perfectly. You won't be able to see any of the coloring or any of that. So there we go. Now I'm going in with some melted butter, like 2 to 3 tablespoons, and that is what's really going to give you that extra like velvety, smooth kind of consistency when you're eating it. So y'all, this is my little secret for making these Blackberry Cobbler Crescent rolls. Ta-da! Using the Pillsbury Crescent rolls. And this way is just so easy and so simple, and you don't really have to worry about making your dough, creating the dough, getting the flour and measurements and all of that kind of stuff right. No, nobody has time for that. And most of the times when people make cobbler or whatever, you're going to the grocery store and you're just buying the pie crust anyway. So this is the same kind of concept. And then when you roll it up, as you'll see, the fruit, in this case blackberries, are all inside it, and the juice is all in it, and the juice kind of like cooks into it. It's going to be so good. Y'all are going to see in a second. So now I'm just adding some sugar to it. You know, if you're watching your sugar or whatever, you definitely can leave that out because we already put sugar into the mixture as we saw. So I'm kind of just putting all the extra ones to the side, and I'm going to just do the same thing. Just unroll all of these other ones, cut them all up, put some sugar on them, and get them ready to go so I can fill them up with the blackberries. Alright, boom, here we go. So now I'm just, as you see, I put like a tablespoon of the blackberries into one of the crescent rolls, and now I'm just rolling it up. You know, very simple, not complicated at all. If a little bit falls out, you can just put it back in there. So yeah, that's kind of like what we're going for. Of course, if you want to put some more in there, you definitely can put 2 tablespoons in. As you see on the plate right there, juice is already flowing out. It's going to be a little bit messy, but it's fine. That's what we want. And then it's all going to bake in the thing together, so it doesn't really matter. So again, I'm just putting about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons if you want to in there, rolling it up, not complicated at all. And then I'm just placing it into my oven baking dish, whatever it's called. And I also put some cooking spray in there as well. Spray some cooking spray in there so it doesn't stick. So I'm just kind of speeding up the clip right here because you kind of get the point at this point. But I was going to say that Blackberry Cobbler actually reminds me of my grandmother who passed away a few years ago. But every time we used to visit her in Williamsburg, she used to have Blackberry Cobbler made, or she didn't have it made, or we thought about it beforehand. We would ask her to sometimes make 4, 5, and 6 of them, so when we come home we'll have some to freeze and eat throughout the year. But yeah, Blackberry Cobbler to me, and I guess my family, is really important, and I just love this dish. Every time I eat Blackberry Cobbler, I definitely think of my grandma's. And as you saw, I was just dumping in the last little bit of those juices in there because right here, all of the remaining blackberries and juice that we didn't use, I'm just first sprinkling the blackberries just in certain places. It doesn't really matter where, honestly, but just so it's not just a big clump in one corner. So yeah, I'm just putting the blackberries in. Then after that, I'm going to just spoon in all of the juice. I don't know why it's taking me so long to do that, because I'm telling y'all now, but I'm not doing it. So I'm going to just pour all of the juice into it in a second, I guess, and then you will see what happens. So I'm finally getting around to pouring the juice and stuff all over top of the crescent rolls. But yeah, you can just do whatever you want to. You can mist the tops of the crescent rolls if you want to, so they can get a little more crispy or whatever, or you can pour the juice right over top of it. I kind of did a combination of both. It really doesn't matter, just whatever you want to do, honestly. Then I just put it in a preheated oven at 375 for about 30 minutes, and voila, this is what it looks like when it comes out. Still bubbling. As you see, the cornstarch really thickened up the syrup, and now it's just ooey gooey, and y'all, this stuff is good. And so when you take it out, the blackberries are all inside in the middle of the crescent roll. It's not even just like sitting inside the, you know, the blackberry liquid. It's all embedded in the middle of the crescent roll. I'm doing a little bit too much explaining probably, because I know y'all get it, but I can't explain it enough. This stuff is so good. So now I'm just plating up the cobbler, the crescent rolls, and I think this would be really good with some ice cream. I know y'all have your own thoughts probably for what you might want to eat it with, but this is really good with some ice cream, or honestly really by itself. So that's all I had, y'all. If y'all like the video, please leave me a comment and subscribe to my channel for more weekly videos. All right, y'all, see y'all soon.